Welcome to Valmiki Ramayana in English. Let's meet the creator behind it all, Dr. T.K. Bansal. What's so amazing is that he's a blind scientist from the University of Oxford, and he is on a pretty ambitious mission. Basically, he's presenting this ancient story for a whole new generation.
He's taking the classic Valmiki Ramayana and turning it into modern English videos.
The whole point is just to make this incredible story accessible to literally everyone.
And you know what? This is actually where you can help out.
It's really simple to support the project. Just like the videos, share, and subscribe.
Seriously, every little bit of engagement helps this amazing vision reach more people.
The Valmiki Ramayana.
2,500 years old.
To be heart-touching, epic.
Imagine, if you will, a dense, ancient forest. It's the kind of wilderness that feels alive almost, watching you.
Right.
And in the middle of this green expanse, on a rocky mountain peak, two figures meet. And on paper, they shouldn't have anything in common.
Not at all.
One is a human, prince, tall, royal, technically an avatar of the divine. But right now, he looks absolutely wrecked.
He's at rock bottom. His wife has been abducted by a demon, and he has zero intelligence on where she is. He's just wandering.
And the other figure, he's a Vanara, a monkey. But he's also a king without a kingdom. He's been stripped of his power, kicked out of his home.
And separated from his own wife by his older brother. It's a striking image, isn't it? Two exiled royals, both hitting their lowest point at the exact same moment.
It's the classic enemy of my enemy is...
It's my friend setup. But it's so much deeper.
Exactly. And this isn't just some random plot point. This meeting is the bedrock of one of the most famous alliances in all of world literature.
It really is.
Today, on this deep dive, we are opening the pages of the Valmiki Ramayana, specifically the Kishkindha Kaand, the book of Kishkindha. We're looking at sargas, or chapters, 5, 6, and 7.
And these 3 chapters are incredibly dense. If you're a student of diplomacy, psychology, or just human nature, this is a goldmine.
So what are we going to see?
We're going to see how a friendship is forged, not just with words, but with fire. We'll look at some heartbreaking, well, detective work, really.
Oh, I'm ready for that. The clues Sita left behind.
And perhaps most fascinating to me, we're going to see a monkey teach a divine avatar a masterclass on emotional resilience.
That part I find incredible. It feels like a mix of a political thriller and a tragedy. So, Sarga 5, the meeting. It's not just Rama bumping into Sugriva and saying, hey, we're...
No. There's a broker involved. You have to understand the context. Sugriva, the monkey leader, is paranoid.
Right, he's in hiding.
He's hiding on this specific mountain, Malaya, because he thinks his brother Vali is sending assassins to kill him. So when he sees 2 warrior princes, Rama and Lakshmana, walking around with bows and arrows, he panics.
He sees hitmen, not allies.
Exactly. So he sends his best guy to check them out. The diplomat here is none other than Hanuman.
Of course.
He disguises himself as a mendicant, like a beggar or a monk, to vet them. Once he realizes they're noble, he brings them to Sugriva. But now Hanuman has a really difficult job. He has to sell this alliance to a terrified monkey king.
I love the idea of Hanuman as the agent here. So what's the pitch? How do you introduce a human prince to a monkey king who is ready to bolt?
Well, Hanuman doesn't just say, hey, this is Rama. He presents the full resume. He turns to Sugriva and calls him Mahaprajna. Greatly wise one, flattering him a bit.
Smart.
Then he explains that Rama is of the Ikshvaku lineage, the son of King Dasharatha. He lists Rama's credentials. He's a strict adherent to truth and dharma, and he's performed the Ashwamedha and Rajasuya sacrifices.
Okay, let's pause on those for a second. Ashwamedha and Rajasuya. For the listener who might not be steeped in Vedic rituals, why does dropping those names matter so much?
Great question. These aren't just religious rituals. They are huge political statements. The Ashwamedha is the horse sacrifice. The Rajasuya is the royal consecration. Historically, only a king who claims absolute sovereignty and emperor performs these.
So Hanuman is signaling status. He's saying, this isn't just a wanderer. This man comes from the absolute highest tier of imperial power.
Precisely. He's establishing credibility. But then comes the hook. Hanuman explains that while Rama is powerful worshipped fire, given millions of cows in charity, a total aristocrat, he is, right now, vulnerable.
His wife, Sita, was stolen by Ravana.
Yes. Hanuman frames it clearly. Rama seeks your friendship because he needs help finding her.
It's a transaction. I help you, you help me. And Sugriva. Does he hesitate at all?
Not for a second. And this is a beautiful moment in the text. Sugriva is actually disarmed by the humility of it all. He acknowledges the honor. He says, essentially, I am a monkey, And you are a human prince. The fact that you want my friendship is a huge honor.
He knows a good deal when he sees one.
He does. And Sugriva actually makes the first move. He extends his hand. He says, if this friendship pleases you, here is my hand. Take it and let's make a pact.
I love that. Here's my hand. It's so universal. But in the text, they don't just shake on it, do they? There's a third party.
Yes, and this is where the ritual becomes very significant. You can't just have a verbal agreement. Hanuman, who is in that beggar disguise, abandons it. He assumes his natural form. Then he rubs 2 sticks together to create fire Agni.
On the spot. That sets a serious tone.
It does. Agni is the witness to all sacred contracts in Vedic culture, from weddings to treaties. Hanuman worships the fire with flowers and places it between them. They circumambulate the fire, walk around it together.
And that's the binding act.
That's it. It turns a deal into a sacred covenant. If you break this, you aren't just a liar, you are violating the cosmic order.
There's also this detail right after the fire ritual about where they sit that I found really interesting. It seems so minor.
Oh, the seating arrangement. It's not minor at all, it's symbolic. Sugriva breaks off a branch of a sal tree, a big leafy branch, and sits on it with Rama. They share the seat.
That just screams equality. We are partners.
Exactly. But for Lakshmana, Rama's younger brother, Hanuman breaks off a branch of a flowering sandalwood tree and offers it to him.
A sal branch for the kings, sandalwood for the brother.
It establishes hierarchy and respect immediately. Rama and Sugriva are the sovereigns. Lakshmana and Hanuman are the seconds in command. Everyone knows their place without a single word being spoken.
So the contract is signed. Now comes the exchange of vows. Sugriva opens up about why he's hiding. It's a pretty dark story.
It is. He reveals his vulnerability. He tells Rama, I've been kicked out of my home. I live in terror. He explains that his older brother, Vali, hasn't just exiled him. He's stolen Sugriva's wife, Ruma.
He describes himself as terror-stricken. He asks for Abhaya, the gift of fearlessness.
And Rama's response, wow, he doesn't just say, sure, I'll protect you. He gets incredibly descriptive about violence.
He does. It's intense.
He wants to reassure Sugriva, so he describes his weaponry. He says his arrows are sun-like, winged with the feathers of the kanka bird.
The kanka bird, that's a vulture, right?
Yeah.
A bird of prey.
Yes, exactly. It implies these arrows are fast and deadly. He says their knots are straight, their tips are sharp, and they strike like thunderbolts. And he uses this very specific analogy.
What's the analogy?
He says Vali will fall like a mountain shattered by Indra's Vajra, the thunderbolt weapon of the king of gods.
That is a heavy promise. He's basically saying, I am a weapon of mass destruction, and I am on your side.
And it works. The text says Sugriva transforms from terrified to hopeful instantly. And here's where you get these really interesting supernatural elements.
The twitching eyes.
Yes. As soon as the pact is made, the text says the left eyes of 3 people twitch simultaneously, Sita's, Vali's, and Sugriva's.
Now, when my eye twitches, it just means I need more coffee. But this is an omen.
A huge omen. And in Indian poetics, they're gendered. For a woman like Sita, a left eye twitch is auspicious. Help is coming. For a man like Vali, it's inauspicious. It signals impending doom.
And for Sugriva?
Well, it just marks a massive shift in his fate. It's a cinematic way of connecting the victim, the villain, and the ally in one cosmic moment.
So the alliance is set. Rama helps Sugriva. Sugriva helps Rama. This leads us to Sarga 6. And the mood it changes completely. It goes from diplomatic to tragic.
Because Sugriva has news. This is the evidence of abduction. He confirms that he actually saw this abduction happen.
He saw it.
He saw it. He admits he doesn't know the demon's name or lineage, but he saw the event unfold in the sky. He paints this vivid, horrific picture.
What does he say he saw?
He saw a woman being carried through the sky, crying out, Haram, Halashman, and he describes her as writhing in the demon's lap like a Nagaraj, a serpent queen.
That image of the serpent, it's so visceral. She's fighting, twisting, trying to strike.
It captures her struggle perfectly. But he has more than just an eyewitness account. He has physical evidence. He tells Rama that while he was sitting on the summit with his ministers, the woman dropped her upper garment, her sheet, and her jewelry.
She dropped them as breadcrumbs. That's so smart.
Exactly. Hoping someone would find them. Sugriva collected them and kept them safe in a cave. He offers to bring them out.
And this brings us to the moment where the reality just hits Rama like a tidal wave.
Oh, he falls apart. The text is very clear on this. It says his face was covered by tears like the moon covered by mist. He collapses on the ground.
He presses the jewelry to his heart.
And he's breathing heavily. And again, the text uses a snake metaphor. He's hissing like a furious snake in a hole. It's pure, raw grief.
It's so important to visualize this. We think of Rama as this stoic, unshakable God-man, but here he's a husband.
And that vulnerability is key. It humanizes him. But this leads to one of the most famous and character-defining moments in the entire Ramayana. Rama, blinded by his own tears, can't even fully inspect the jewelry. He turns to Lakshmana.
Right. He asks him, brother, look at these. Are these Sitas?
And Lakshmana's response, honestly, it gives me chills every time I read it. He looks at the pile, the armlets, the earrings, all of it, and he says, I do not recognize the armlets. I do not recognize the earrings.
Wait, hold on. They lived together in the forest for years. How does he not know her earrings?
Listen to his next line. He says, I only recognize these anklets, Nupur, because I bowed to her feet every day.
Oh, wow. That's powerful.
It's the Lakshmana gaze. It tells you everything about his discipline, his reverence for Sita. He respected his sister-in-law so deeply that he never raised his eyes to look at her face. He only ever saw her feet.
That one line establishes his character better than 100 pages of backstory ever could. It's respect, purity, devotion, just all of it.
It is. And the confirmation that these are indeed Sita's anklets snaps Rama out of his sorrow and into a blind rage. He vows to destroy the entire race of demons.
But he's still crying. He's still overwhelmed. And this is where we get to Sarga 7. And the dynamic flips in a way I just did not expect.
The role reversal.
You have Rama, the wise divine human, losing it. And you have Sugriva, the monkey, stepping up as the therapist.
It's fascinating. This is the philosophy of grief in action. Sugriva sees that Rama is drowning in sorrow, and, practically he realizes a grieving ally is no use to him.
Right. A grieving husband won't save his wife. So he steps in. What's his argument? It's not just cheer up, is it?
No, it's much more pragmatic. He starts with empathy, but he uses himself as a baseline. He says, look, I am a mere monkey. I lost my wife too. I've been humiliated, but I am not drowning in grief.
You are a Mahatma, a great soul, learned, disciplined. If I can handle this, you certainly should be able to.
He's using a bit of shame, but gently. Don't let the monkey be more stoic than the prince. But then he gets into the psychology of it. He warns Rama that excessive grief destroys Tejas.
Your radiance, your internal energy.
Yes. And he uses this great metaphor of a boat. He says a person overwhelmed by sorrow is like a boat overloaded with heavy cargo. It will eventually sink.
Grief adds weight. If you carry too much, you go under.
Exactly. And the solution he proposes is Purushartha, a key concept.
What does that mean in this context?
Here, he's using it to mean manly effort or energetic action. He tells Rama to stop crying because tears block the path to a solution. He basically says, reliance on sorrow leads to nothing. Reliance on effort leads to success.
It's a call to action. Stop feeling, start doing.
It is. He says, I don't know where Ramana is yet, but I promise you I will find him. Trust in my effort and trust in your own strength.
How does Rama take this? Does he get offended that a monkey, his subordinate in this alliance, is lecturing him?
Not at all. And that's a mark of Rama's character, too. He listens. The text says he wipes his tears with the edge of his garment. He embraces Sugriva. He acknowledges that Sugriva has performed the duty of a true friend.
He admits he needed the help.
Yes. He says, your reassurance has sealed me. It defines friendship for him. A friend is someone who pulls you out of the hole when you can't climb out yourself.
It's about emotional regulation, not just political gain.
Precisely. So they are back on track. The team is solidified. Rama asks Sugriva to begin the search for Ravana, and then, to close the loop, he reiterates his promise to kill Vali.
He hasn't forgotten his side of the bargain.
Not for a second. And he uses this agricultural metaphor, doesn't he?
He does. He swears by truth itself. He says his words are like seeds sown in a fertile field during the rainy season.
They are destined to bear fruit. There's no version of reality where his promise doesn't come true. It's a law of nature.
That is confidence. And the section ends with them just sitting together, right?
Yes. The text describes them sitting together, sharing their joys and sorrows. It's a quiet moment after the storm. They are convinced now that their mission will succeed.
So we've gone from a tense meeting in the woods, to a fire ritual, to the heartbreak of the jewelry, to a philosophical pep talk. It's a roller coaster.
It really is. And if we step back and look at the bigger picture of this deep dive, what stands out to you?
For me, it has to be that moment with Lakshmana, the anklets. It's such a human detail in a story about gods and demons. It grounds the whole thing.
The power of the Lakshmana gaze.
Yes. It shows that character is defined in the smallest actions, not just the big battles. It's about where you look when no one's watching.
Absolutely. What about you? What's the big takeaway from these chapters for our listeners to think about?
For me, it's that dynamic in Sarga 7. I want you to really think about this. Why does the text have the divine Rama fall apart? Well, the animal Sugriva provides the philosophical composure.
Yeah, why? It seems backward.
I think it suggests that wisdom isn't a hierarchy. It doesn't just flow from the top down. In moments of crisis, clarity can come from the most unexpected sources.
And it humanizes the divine. It shows that grief is a universal experience. Even God, when playing the role of a man, isn't immune to a broken heart.
It takes a friend, even a monkey friend, to remind him of his own strength. That is a beautiful thought to end on. Sometimes we all need a Sugriva to tell us to stop sinking the boat.
Indeed we do.
That's it for this deep dive into the Kishkindha Kaand. Thanks for exploring the forest with us.
It was a pleasure.
Catch you on the next one.
Jai Shri Ram.